Yesterday was one of the craziest days in Sims 4 history. I had so much fun. It was so exciting. Infants finally dropped. We got to see what they were like. We got to play with them. We got to see all the new items and the features. Oh, it was amazing. I also had one of the craziest streams of my life. There were 680 people hanging out with me at one point to see the new update and the new features, which thank you so much. That's just wild. But it was an amazing day. There was so much hype. I was so excited and it didn't let me down. I actually love the new update. We got loads more items than I was expecting. So I want to take you through it all and all of the other things that came with the update too. We got some changes to newborns. There were some changes to how long each life stage is. And then there were also some tiny build buy changes that I want to take you through. So let's get into it. First of all, we'll start off with the new items. Here are all the items we got. Look how many there are. We have 4 new cribs. This one's a kind of modern mesh one. This one you might recognize, and that's because it's actually the same as this toddler bed that we've always had in base game. And this one can change into a toddler bed once your sim ages up, which I think is really cool. It also comes in all of the same colors and swatches that you might know. This green one's the same and will eventually turn into this toddler bed if you choose to do that. And then we've got this new cot and the matching toddler bed, and I love these. I feel like it's a very 2020, more modern. The actual look of it kind of feels better than these two, which were released in 2014. So I really like the addition of a completely new style. Also, it has sage green versions, which I'm obsessed with. We've now got another crib for newborns. I've been playing and I think this might now be the default one. Maybe they're trying to do away with the old one that we've had for so long in our game. And I think this one's cute. It's got more styles, it's got more swatches, it looks great, it can fit in more rooms compared to the 3 swatches that we had for this one. Floating here is the new bookshelf. It's supposed to have baby books on it. I think it's adorable. I love it. Now over on this table is new. It's also much lower down, so it's better for babies. And on here are the 3 new toys that your infants can play with. They're so cute. We've got a new rug, which is perfect for infant rooms, and there are so many new swatches. Look at them. I'm really excited to get to use this one. This one's the new little infant rug. I think you can do tummy time here and lay them down. I don't know if they entertain themselves. I haven't actually used this one yet, but it's cute. I like it. And then here was where I got a bit shocked. All of these items are just clutter items made to make your room look full and lifelike. We've got wipes and diapers and combs and everything you could need. And I think this is a great addition. It's actually a surprise to me. I didn't think we were getting this many clutter, like useless items, but I'm really thankful for it. For everyone that's going to use base game, they can actually have like a fully fleshed out room. These last 3 items were also all a shock to me because I thought they were in the new pack. I freaked out when I saw this light in the trailer for Growing Together. Look how cute it is. It's also got a few different styles of the fox and it's adorable. I thought it was in the pack because it was in the trailer, and same for this one. This one's so cute. But they're actually base game, which is amazing. So the actual only things that your new infants did get to play with were these 3 and the mat. And I think a lot of people were hoping that the changing table would be in base game. That's unfortunately not the case. It is going to be with the new pack only, as are the infant carrier holder things that go on people's backs. That's also just in the new pack. They had to keep some stuff back, so those are the things they chose. So we don't have a changing table. I'm sure if you're on PC, modders will bring out some that actually function with infants, but until that time, diapers really do not function well. You can have a bin right next to your Sims, and they will still throw the diaper on the floor, and your house gets ridiculously messy. I can show some of that further down in the video as we look at gameplay, but that's one of my big problems right now. Sticking with build mode updates, a couple of simmers on Twitter actually found that there had been some changes to banisters. This is how banisters always looked, with these coming up through the fencing. But now if you put walls around, the banisters no longer conflict with the walls and it all looks a little bit cleaner. You can see this best if I try and add a wall here. Look how the banister's trying to come through the top, but as soon as I add a wall, the banister vanishes. It means that it's so much cleaner now and you don't have the diagonals coming through that fencing. It's a tiny little detail, but it's going to make your houses look so much better. Heading on into Creator Sim, we finally have infants for all of those new items. They are adorable and they have so many different customizations that come with base game. You now have full control of their skin tone like you would an adult sim, and that has also gone into newborns, which is one of their new features. They have a full range of skin tones now, rather than the 3 that they had before, and I love this. You can also now see newborns' eye colors in the crib that they're in, so you will be able to tell that this baby is going to grow up with green eyes. It's great. They have a full range of natural hair colors and some new little hairs. These wispy ones, because their hair hasn't fully grown in yet, are so cute. I'm going to use these way more than I'm going to use the full head of hair. One of the biggest new features that you can now put on are the skin details. We've got two birthmarks for toddlers. I believe that these fade as they grow up, but there are also these more pinky ones that will stay with them for their entire life. There are a few new super cute hats, including this one that makes them look like an old granny, and I'm obsessed. And they've also got the helmet. You might have been a helmet kid. I don't think I was, but were you? Let me know in the comments down below. It's actually super common for infants to wear helmets, so this is a really nice detail. Maybe your child is wearing a helmet right now and you can remake them in The Sims, or you were a helmet kid. I like it. Not everyone is blessed with great eyesight when they're born, so we've got some glasses and some sunglasses. For clothes for infants, there are a whole bunch, but you'll recognize most of them because a lot of them are just changes and resizes from the toddler versions. To get between the different categories of clothes, your infant actually rolls over. It's the cutest freaking thing. Takes a little bit of a while though. But we've got some new trousers for the infants and again some changes from the toddler ones. But look at this little black outfit, look how adorable it is. And this will change the transparency so you can actually see through it as you move around, which is a really nice detail and helps you out a lot. They've got some tights and some new socks and a couple of new shoes, and that is pretty much everything that we've got for infants for their clothing. Moving my face cam over so that you can see this, we've got 6 new traits for your infants. Intense and wiggly, possibly some of the hardest ones to have for your toddler. They're going to need the most attention, they might cry the most, they're going to be the pickiest. Sunny and calm seem to be the easiest to handle, and they kind of just chill, do their own thing, nice and easy. Cautious and sensitive, I think this is kind of the middle ground. They have different things that they're gonna like versus not like. I've moved our new little infant and her caregiver into a family home. I found this really cute base game family home on the gallery. It's by Marta ILVY and the original's by Simlessy. Go give it some love if you like it. Thought I'd pop that in there. But they've made this really cute and ginormous baby room, complete with a little custom base game changer. I popped a couple of things for our infants in there. I've named her Rosemary, by the way, but it's just so I can show you the new features of infants. This toddler bed you can actually upgrade. You can add a baby mobile, which then plays lullabies to help them sleep. And when the time comes, you can convert it to a toddler bed. You've got to have level 2 handiness though. I really want to put Rosemary on this changing mat. I still don't quite know what it does. Is it just a rug? They suck their thumb. I actually hadn't seen that before. They sit in this new little W shape as well, which is adorable. This mat might actually just be a rug. I can't see any interactions with it. I don't know if the pack's different because I thought I'd seen some tummy time, but maybe that's not it. So you can now do a lot of things that you can do with toddlers. You can give them baths, bubble baths, put them in their crib, talk to them. There's this new baby care subcategory. That's what you'll use for a lot of their needs. So in here you can choose their feeding preferences, whether they prefer bottle feeding, or if the mother's just given birth, they can breastfeed. This is Rosemary's first bottle feed. It's actually adorable. They'll also do some animations if they're full and they don't want any more. Or you can do the new infant only try first baby food. This gives up a bunch of items that they can try. So we've got papaya, ice cream, rice porridge, my personal favorite, mango, and then it tells you whether they've tried it, liked it, not liked it, whether you should do it again. Let's start with mashed peas. She gets put in the high chair and then the caregiver actively feeds them. They can't do it by themselves. We've got a little like, here comes the aeroplane. And then you can sometimes tell from their face whether they like it or not. She's not looking too happy. It also gives you a pop-up here that actually confirms it. So Rosemary did not like mashed peas. If we try and feed her again, it now says that she dislikes mashed peas. I don't know if she'll continue to always dislike it or if you try it multiple times, she'll eventually like it. I'm not sure on that yet. But let's give Rosemary a nap. I love this interaction. They actually nap with their caregiver. They hold them. They'll settle her until she falls asleep and then they can sit down together. If you've got a rocking chair with nifty knitting, they also rock and it's the cutest thing. And they kind of look over them all protectively. It's a really nice place to get screenshots as well. I just woke Rosemary up prematurely. She is not a happy baby. Look at that. She's really, really angry with us. I think those are most of the basics that you get with the new features of infants in base game. You can explore it more yourself, find all the buffs, see if they like all the food, and also just get inundated by dirty diapers and dirty bottles. They literally just get flung on the floor. Look at this. That bottle got placed there with a bin right behind it. They do not autonomously go to the bin. You then get like 50 on your floor and you have to go pick them up. If you have multiple babies and infants all at one time, you're gonna have a stinky house. It's gonna be horrible. I hope that they patch that at some point. If you're kind of in a vicinity of a basket, it goes towards it, or it might be better with growing together, but for base game, they definitely need to do some tuning of that. And if I'm honest, that's probably one of my biggest problems. I did not find many glitches. There are a couple of graphics issues that they maybe look a little bit stretched and a little strange. That doesn't bother me ever. The only time I've actually had a problem was that my baby started crying and the tears were kind of projectile coming out of them, and it didn't ever stop until I reset the sim. But that's been the only one. Also, we've now got this new bathing interaction, so they can get the little bath in a seat. The cutest thing ever, look at that. Your sim is an infant for 5 sim days, and because of that, they've changed the length of other life stages to kind of marry up with that timeline. So your sim now has a newborn stage of 1 sim day, they then go on to the 5 infant days, and then I think the young adult and adult lengths have increased so that someone that has a sim doesn't die before the sim gets to a child or a teenager, which is really helpful, and it should be better for role-playing and for gameplay that you don't have everyone being the wrong age group. So some of those have now changed and got longer, and then the newborn has got shorter. Infants weren't the only things that got updates, changes, and new features in this patch. We also got some additions to babies and how babies are made. You can now go to your phone, the home button, and click Have Science Baby. If there are 2 Sims in this house, you can have a science baby together and then they'll both be the parents. But because I've only got one, I can have it as a single parent. Now this costs 1,200 simoleons. They go off lot to have the baby, and it's instant. You maybe have to wait a couple of hours of sim time, but the baby then comes into your household. There's no 3 days of pregnancy, giving birth, anything like that. It's instant. So we just had a science baby and we got a girl. Their name's gonna be Kelsey. Also, just a heads up, I did get twins when I did this in my legacy, so there is the option to get multiples. You gotta be ready for that because twin babies with 1 infant has not been a happy time. Oh my god, it's stressful. So now that infant skin tones have been updated, we can see that Kelsey is definitely going to have white skin and green eyes when she grows up. There's no color changing babies anymore, or they could come out with like ashy skin when they didn't have it when they were in the crib. It's so much better and more accurate. So one of the biggest updates to newborns other than the skin tone is that you can now queue up interactions and the caregiver won't put them back into the crib and then take them out for each interaction. They're gonna smoothly work through them. So she's doing a bounce first, went straight into a cuddle, and then is gonna go to a coo-at. Which, just look how smooth that is. I love it. It's going to make it easier, quicker, simpler. It just looks better. That's a really great change. The problem I've currently found with newborns is the caregiver is a helicopter parent. This baby cries and the caregiver will stop whatever they're doing and rush to this baby's aid, which means that if your infant is having problems, your caregiver might get stuck with the baby for way longer than you expect and also cancel actions that will help the infant. That's currently one of my biggest battles with having newborns and infants in the same household, and I really hope they fix that, but do be wary. Newborns can sometimes wait. If they just need attention, that's not something that has to be done right then and there, but your Sims will try. When your infant's going down to sleep, I think it's really hard for them to get sleeping by themselves, so you can tell them a bedtime story or soothe them to sleep, and that's the easiest way. Don't forget and then have your infant awake for like an hour or 2 more, because then they will just be even more tired and then find it hard to sleep. One of the biggest things you're going to notice while gameplaying after the new update is a new pie menu. That's the social menu that we know, and The Sims has acknowledged that there were way too many interactions now with all of the new packs. So if you click friendly, we now have all of these subcategories: interests, hobbies, gossip, deep thoughts, which I think is going to be difficult to get used to in the short term, but should hopefully make things a lot easier, especially if you're someone that's got lots of packs. This is the same for mischief. Now for funny, we've got stories and jokes and silly behavior. And romance, we've got physical intimacy, flirtation, and affection. And as this was a video about the new infants and all of their features, let's finish with the last one that I haven't yet gone through. That's the new fencing safety zone that we got. It's a fence specifically designed to keep your infants and toddlers in, so you can put things for them to play with and to help with their needs, but they won't get out and cause havoc around your house. The fence has a few different colors and it's also got its own gate. And now when you click on the gate, you can lock it for and do applied baby proofing. And now that Rosemary's in the playpen, if I say crawl here, she'll say I can't. So she'll sit outside the door and try and get out, but ultimately say that she can't. Do be aware that toddlers, I think at a certain motor skill level, can actually break out of these doors, so they're not completely toddler proof, but they are completely infant proof. And that is everything that I wanted to go through with the new patch update. It was huge. Infants are incredible. I'm having so much fun with them. The newborn changes are great. Tell me if I've forgotten anything in the comments down below. I also want to know if you're a helmet wearing baby and how you're playing with the new update. What is your favorite feature? Do you like infants or not? Are you bored of them? Are you annoyed by them? Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to hear, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!